Hello everybody and welcome back to the Project Spark beta. This is Carbs and I'm having quite a bit of fun with Project Spark, I'll be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the cool stuff that I've been learning and just kind of have some fun with it. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to jump into create mode here and we're going to go back into an empty world just like before. A nice blank slate with nothing in it. Alright, so first let's fix this graphical error. Oh, hello. Okay, so do that. Okay, there we go. So we've got our error fixed. I don't know why that happens, but it does. Alright, first off, let's go ahead and give this guy a little platform to stand on. We're going to go into our modeling tools here, and we're going to grab our expand tool, which is automatically selected by default, and we're going to scale it up a little bit, like this. Okay, now if I right click and drag, it moves the camera around like so. So we're going to get to our top down view like that. Now I'm going to get in the middle here, and I'm going to click and hold until it stops. Click and hold again. And do this a few times, maybe like, that's 4 right there. So now you can see we have this kind of mass that comes up out. Nice little, that's the base of our island, essentially. And so let's make a second one over here as well. Maybe make it just a little bit smaller. And if you hold shift. If you hold shift and use the scroll wheel, you can actually change the size of the brush with that. Pretty handy. Okay, so we'll make it slightly smaller. And we'll do the same thing to the top-down view. We get right over the top of it like that. So click, click, 3, and 1 more. Alright, so that's what we have. It's not quite the same size. Let me click one more time and try and get that back up to where that needs to be. Make them kind of level. There we go. That looks pretty much level with the other one. So, okay. Cool. Now, you'll notice that the tops of them are kind of rounded here on the edge. I want to kind of smooth that out, so I'm not going to use the smooth tool. I'm going to use this other tool called plateau, and what this does is, well, let me show you what it does. Go ahead, we'll get in here. I'm just going to click like that, and as you saw, it kind of flattens it out at the level that you click. So I'm going to do the same thing up here. Make this a little bigger. It's all in the area. Kind of like that. Okay. I might actually make this slightly bigger and try and get some of the lower area there too. So it kind of brings it out like that instead. That looks a little bit better. Make this a little bigger, I guess. Do like that. There we go. So that kind of comes out a little bit, like little drums, basically. Alright, cool. Another cool, useful thing that you can do with the plateau tool is kind of bridge between them. So if I take here, I'll bring that down quite a bit. And if I click and drag across here, it'll actually bridge to the other one. Now you see it's taller, so it kind of brought that up. But what we can do is we can kind of just make this one the right height by clicking and dragging on it, like so. Doesn't have to be perfect. It should look a little organic, you know. Alright, cool. So now we've got these two islands that look kind of nifty-ish. And they have a bridge in between them. And actually, we can hit play up here. And so we come into the game, and it's pretty cool, I suppose. Let's go back out. And now we can paint some textures on here, which is pretty interesting. That's in the paint tab. And right here, I like this one. We'll go ahead and we'll paint this entire thing again. Let's bring the brush size up. And we're going to go ahead and cover this entire thing with this texture. So let's click and drag. So let's just kind of paint this on here. Maybe bring it down here. Circle around this a little bit. Just paint the ground. Just kind of cover the whole thing. So that's what we got here. Okie dokie. That looks tons better, doesn't it? Just having the texture on there makes it look that much better. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's go back into edit mode here. And we are going to, let's go ahead and maybe we want to, let's add maybe a tunnel underneath here. So there's actually a pretty cool thing. Oh, you know, it's the other side of the plateau. So to switch the tools, they each have two sides. So just click on them, they switch. Also, you can hold the Alt key, and it'll switch back and forth while you're holding it. So we'll grab the tunnel tool. We'll bring this down a little bit, quite a bit actually. And to make a tunnel, all you gotta do is start where you want, like your level ground to be for your tunnel, and just cave right in here, like that. So now we have kind of a tunnel there. Now, that looks a little low, so maybe we should bring it up a little as well. Do like that. Ooh. Maybe this tool might be better for that. It's gonna make it too big though. Wow, that's quite the cave. Let's undo that. So we've got this. That's pretty good, I'd say. Let's go down there and check it out. Alrighty. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, if we want to get rid of this grass up here, we can. Maybe put kind of like a cave texture in here. That'd be kind of nifty. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so if we go into our paint again, and there's textures here. This is kind of a cavey looking one. Go down into our cave here. It's a little difficult to get in there sometimes. Bring this down. We'll just kind of paint this on the ground, up there. And we'll just paint this back in like so. Okay. So now when we go back in there, you can see it's a little more cavey, kind of. I mean, not as much stuff hanging down, so it's a little easier to see while you're inside the cave, which is great. Alright, so next, what shall we add next? Maybe we should let's put maybe some water. Let's put maybe some water around here. That would look cool, pretty cool. So let's go ahead and grab the subtract tool. The circle subtract. We'll bring it up a little. And just kind of subtract away a little bit. Make an interesting kind of look. And we'll bring it around this whole thing. Oop. Start up on the top here. It's good to have, multiple layers down there though. Makes it look a little more realistic. So kind of dig in a little bit in the middle. Make some deeper parts. So bring this around. Cut away a little bit. Okay. So we've got some kind of lakeish river goes around it. We can actually, we turn the scale down. I think it doesn't dig quite as deep down in, which is good. If you want to add some different little pieces in here, we can do that. Another great tool to do that is the erode tool, and that will just kind of eat away at it. You can turn down the intensity of it, so it just kind of deteriorates a little bit. Alright. What happens if we do that over here? I guess it moves it back. Okay, alright. Let's see here. Gonna get rid of some of these hard edges that are under there. Like so. Alright, let's add some paint back in there though. So that way it looks a little nicer under there. Maybe bring the brush size up, of course. Just paint this all in here. Does a really cool job of painting. It sees if it's a wall or if it's underneath the water or whatnot. It adapts to where it is. Very dynamic, which makes it great. Much easier to make something very pretty looking. Okay. Just kind of bring this in here. So now it doesn't look quite as bad under there. Alright. So now there's a problem. How does he get down? How do I bring him down? Oh, excuse me. How do we bring him down from there? We're gonna need to add some sort of way for him to get down. What can we do with these tools? We could do, maybe we'll expand up a little bit, but kind of slowly. So maybe expand this back side here, so it's coming up a little bit. Something like that. Just kind of come down. Alright, and then what we'll do is we'll take our smoothing tool and then we'll smooth that out. So that way it's a little more of a gradual slope instead of a right angle. Like that. Okay, how's that looking? Looks pretty decent, I guess. Like that. Let's see if you can even run up it. Or down it, rather. It's a very Fable-esque looking character here. At least that's what he reminds me of. Alright, cool. So he came running right down. Can we run up it, though? Make sure. It is a little steep, but it'll do for now. Alright, there's that. And now we've got the water there. Now what we do need is maybe maybe spruce this up a little bit. Let's go back into edit here. This tool up here is the biome tool, and default it's set to nature, which is kind of what we want actually. And let's go ahead and we'll bring the scale down. So this will pop up. Got trees all over the place. Don't really want it on the middle part though. Okay, well that's alright. One's good. Maybe make some smaller trees up here. Some little branches or bushes rather. Down here, just cut it all over. Give it some life. And then I say out here, we should probably put some as well. Maybe around the border, we'll kind of make a tree line. Make a little tree line here. Okay. So bring this around. Okay, so what's really nifty about these all these trees? They're actually items, which is they're part of the props. So if you're in the prop menu, you can actually click these, and you can move them around, place them wherever you want, which is handy. Or you can rotate them. This green thing. I'll get into objects in a little later video, maybe next one. But there's all sorts of stuff you can do with the brain and the properties and whatnot. Lots of fun stuff. So I think we're gonna do one last thing in this video. I'm going to make some bigger trees. There is a river feature. I'll show that in this. Maybe another video. It's basically places water with trees and natural stuff around it. Kind of what we did automatically. So nature, I'm going to go ahead and scale this up quite a bit and make kind of our backdrop like trees. Now you see that the trees and everything scale the bigger your cursor is, or your brush. So let's do this. Get this right around here. Okay. So there's that. You know what? I kind of want one of those big trees right up here on the top. So we'll go ahead and we'll delete one of these. We'll delete both of these actually. I'm going to grab one of these big trees. Maybe this one here. Go ahead and drag it this way a little bit. Move my camera. And drag him right up here. And I'm going to use this. Put that in the ground. Okay. Looks kind of cool. It's that giant tree. Okay. So let's go back into play mode here and kind of look around. So, there's our giant tree. He's pretty cool. And, yeah, I mean, in the short amount of time that we've been playing with this, we built all this, which is pretty cool. There's definitely way more that you can do, obviously, and, I'll definitely show that off in the later videos here. I just wanted to kind of show you some of the creation that you can do pretty quick. There's a squirrel. Looks like he came with some of the nature that we put down. And is he swimming or is he drowning? Oh, he's not drowning, so that's good. And on that note, I'm going to probably see you guys in the next video. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.